Hello, and welcome back to Tidbit of Torah. Before we dive into the Torah of the text, I want to just appreciate the Torah of one another. A couple weeks ago, I mentioned I was going into surgery in my Tidbit. And I just want to say Todah, thank you for all those that have reached out. And just felt your support as so many of us feel the support of one another when we need it in the process of healing and along all these journeys that we're on. And that brings us to this week's Torah portion, Parshat Matot-Masei. This morning, my daughter Matal slept in, and so I didn't get the opportunity to walk her to preschool like I get to do every day. And one of the things I noticed is that the journey wasn't nearly as much fun. So often when I walk Matal to school, she gets distracted, or dare I say, she has the opportunity to notice every flower, every bug, every squirrel, every bunny, every cloud, every leaf, everything. And when I'm in a rush, that can actually be not just a source of wonder and beauty and gratitude, but it can also be a source of frustration. You know, those moments when we're in a rush and we want to get from point A to point B, and all these things we might notice along the journey, along the Masa, like in this week's Torah portion, can feel more like distractions than the essence of what the journey is about. And yet, when I walked to school today without her, I noticed that I missed noticing all those things. I was in a little bit more of a tunnel vision, focused on where I was going, not where I was around, where I was becoming, what the journey itself. And I think we see that in this week's Torah portion as we wind down in the book of Numbers and head towards the book of Devarim, of Deuteronomy, that will begin next week. We see that the journey itself is worth mentioning, that there is an essence to that journey on a physical level, emotional level, on a group building, nation building level, and also on a spiritual level. In our Torah portion, the Torah details the names of 42 stops, specifically 42, that the Israelites took on their journey, which, of course, a journey that began perhaps in Egypt or wherever we might see the journey might have started. As Rav Dressler once said, that our birth and our death are at midpoints along a journey. And for each of us, we have to figure out where that journey begins and where it ends, and where the micro journeys along the way are, and what the significance of them are. And so there are 42 stops mentioned. And so, of course, the rabbis ask, why do all these different camps need to be mentioned? Why do we have to focus on all 42? Well, I think one beautiful answer lies in the number itself, 42. One of the words for God that Moses discovers at the burning bush when he's called to his life's purpose to help free the Israelites from enslavement. The name for God is Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh. I will be what I will be. Well, the gematria, the numerical equivalent of the word Ehyeh, is 21. And so doubled up, that's 42. What's the significance of this? I think that the Torah is telling us that part of the reason that we need to pay attention to each step in the journey, or the many things we might notice along a journey, is that that is an opportunity for spirituality, to find God in the world, to find God in ourselves and others, to find God in a world that sometimes can feel crazy and broken and difficult, to be able to find joy in difficult times, to be able to find comfort in times of grief, to be able to know ultimately that we are not alone, no matter how much we wander. And so I encourage us, whatever journey we are on, wherever that might start, wherever that might end, whatever the various encampments are along the way, that we may use it as an opportunity to look up and out and in and beyond, and to feel that sense of the divine presence when we are on that journey ourselves and with others around us. And also, when we are traveling alongside others or when we're hearing an account of a trip of another, let us be able to witness and escort other people in our lives, to be able to walk that walk with others as they discover God in the world, or share about a trip and all the stops on the way, which perhaps are their way of finding God in the world. Shabbat Shalom and happy traveling.